Tēnā tātou, ko Sean Zulchers ange au no Tatarai maka ahau, ko au ko kaimai mō Taranaki Mounga project. So I'm Sean Zulchers, I live out in Tatarai maka out the coast, that's where I'm from, and I'm the project manager for the Taranaki Mounga project. We're a company that has been set up to deliver a game-changing transformational initiative on our Mounga, looking to transform the prospects for biodiversity across the Mounga, across Taranaki, Pauakai and Kaitaki, out to Ngamotu, out to the Sugarloaf Islands. So what that means is it's really simple really. It's to remove the pests and threats to our native biodiversity, to our native species that we all love, and bring back those bird species, those insects, those lizards, and those connections to the Mounga that we've lost over time. We've been set up to achieve substantial change over a period of about 10 years, and we're 5 years into that journey now. Around 5 years ago, a catalytic investor in us, the Next Foundation, asked the Department of Conservation, if they were to secure the biodiversity of New Zealand, where would they do it and how would they do it? So they worked through a list, ended up with around a dozen sites, of which Taranaki Mounga was chosen as the flagship site, or the first site, not only to secure biodiversity or create that life raft opportunity, but also create an opportunity for the community to own that and engage in that long term, given the relationship they all have with the Mounga anyway. The types of entities, schools, kids, individuals that are involved in this project now, a massive cross-section of our community, and all with a common goal, shared interests. So we've deliberately positioned our project as a role of an early adopter in all of the investment that is going into innovating around predator control, innovating around detection. So we've got at least half a dozen different trap architectures, lures, camera trials, sound lures that are being trialled and developed through our project. And what it's panned out is 9 and 10-year-old kids in South Taranaki with half an idea and a lot of can-do attitude are driving that sound lure development. These sound lures are now being used in projects like us around the country, and they've got some more funding, and they're gonna go and do more. So the purpose of Taranaki Mounga project is to achieve he kawa ora, which is to return our Mounga back to life. He kawa ora is a karakia that comes from Taranaki, and it was said over soldiers returning from battle to bring them back to life, to restore them back to life. There's lines in that karakia which guide us in the work that we do every day. They talk directly to the type of activities that we need to do to achieve he kawa ora. So that wisdom, that knowledge compiled over centuries is only becoming more and more visible in our project as we open our minds and understanding to it. Values like mana motuhaki recognises that everyone has a role to play, but we need to be operating in a way that lifts others up, so that we undertake our activities to the best of our ability for everybody, not just for ourselves. Act with humility and care for one another. And these values underpin and are the core of our project ultimately, because we rely on those relationships to achieve what we're trying to achieve. We thought we were doing conservation, and in a lot of ways over the last 5 years we've worked out that we're actually in the business of relationships. Taranaki's definitely humming, there's no doubt about that. There's no other place that have the job that I have, do the work that I do, interact with the communities that I get to interact with, all in one tiny little place, all in a half-hour drive. It's phenomenal. Culture, the diversity that's starting to come into our community, I think some of the inclusiveness that's starting to come into our community. I mean, I'm really lucky, I've got a couple of kids, and I just see an extremely bright future for them in this province, and their opportunities for work and their opportunities to chase their dreams from Taranaki is really strong here now. So in those respects, yeah, absolutely, Taranaki's humming, and we're only going to get better.